Thank you, and I run every Monday at Three Friends Coffee House, 8 o'clock. I'd love to see you there. We don't censor content, Southeast 12th and Ash. So coming up is our next poet. I can't even describe her, so I'm just not going to try. Here she is.
Thank you. That's distracting. Those who have already been up here, did you also have a hard time not looking at you right there? Did anybody else notice that that is an awkward angle for me? I don't know why I had to tell you guys that. I'd like to give a caveat. I talk really dirty and talk a lot about sex. So if you need to take care of yourself or your little ones, you should do that now. Okay, just checking. You know. Alright, so I'm just going to read a couple to you guys. This is my first chapbook ever. It's called Better Than Die. So if you want to buy one, awake, fling dreams from my misty eyes. Cars passing the night before, headlights in my face, are simply reminders that other people exist. Morning comes. I come alone. It is necessary. I am not that girl with tremors in her heart begging to be heard. I am that woman with molten hot lava shooting out of every orifice I've got with great speed, demanding to be acknowledged. I have been beat, broken, and burnt so many times that my heart, rather than whimpering around like a battered dog or a battered woman for that matter, has become fire, ferociously large and capable of anything. I am that girl who will call you after 2 dates to read you a poem I wrote about this freckle behind your ear. I will fly across the country, having never even kissed you, just to see, what if? I will tell you how I really feel, put myself out there, say I love you once it's true, and not wait an appropriate amount of allotted time. I love in a big brazen, throw my heart, soul, truth right into it kind of a way, because fuck it. I have completely abandoned the concept of the upper hand. I need no upper hand. The upper hand that I already have remains that I have no need to protect myself from love when it strikes. I succumb to love, to the probability of grief. I dare you, world, I dare you, God, to break my spirit, to break my heart. I no longer break, I only grow. I eat the poison, and I like it. I am not afraid to be alone. I am not afraid to be in love. I renounce fear, and give no more power to the concept that loving, admitting you love, screaming from the rooftops that you love is in any way vulnerable. It is humanity at its best. I am yours, sky and ocean and earth and faces and hands and breasts and cocks and laughs and mouths and sighs and tears and ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I am yours, everything. I have flung myself into this human experience, and damn it, I will experience it in all its glory, debauchery, misery, joy, and utter madness, even if it means that I may be the first of my kind to die from not a broken, but a swollen heart, grown so huge, grown so heavy, from loving like chivalry is not dead, like magic is alive, loving like our species really, actually is worth a damn. I gave my mom this book, and it's funny, this was the one she said she liked the most, so I'm going to read it. It's really short. It's called Charity. I wish I had enough fuck in me for everyone in need. Watching how people yearn and stretch themselves into but trinkets of what they once were, simply for sex, a warm body to sleep next to, a hole, a cock, it really inspires me to throw some fuck around. It makes me wish I had the capacity to be the Mother Teresa of orgasms. Soft kisses, rough floggings. Instead, I am girl. I am woman. Big eyes, bigger heart. But my cock will never ever be big enough. This is more recent. This is not a new one. This is something more recent. Because bleeding is never permanent. It hurts for a moment, but eventually a scab will form. Because bleeding is not permanent, I prefer it. It's proof of feeling, of heart beating, of death cheating, or of impending doom. Bleeding is not permanent. Neither am I. Neither are you. Or anyone, really. Batman bought his superpowers. I was bred with mine. Was cursed, gifted, born to bleed indefinitely. Never really has any moment found me whole, so ripe for the plucking, that never really has any moment found me without a big bite missing, some hollow spot, some hollow feeling of where the teeth once were. The tongue that had lingered on my skin tasted ever so lightly the flesh until the mouth began to leap, saliva emanating with a deep guttural hunger. And there could be no resisting, big bite missing, just enough missing to satiate all kinds of insects and animals, wolves mostly, whom instinctually knew I was born to bleed. This blood that's sweet and poisoned, bred for permanence, in a world where puppets walk around repeating pretty lies that sound something like, all wounds heal with time. Healing, really, maybe isn't the goal for me this time, for life this time. But perhaps I was bred instead to understand the importance of being halfway hollow, just human enough, just capable enough to not let the sorrow grip me entirely, to bleed forever and be present enough to know what blood is, to know I've been bitten. The wolves, they used to hunt me, and now I stand silent in the forest, still and silent, awaiting their powerful fangs, knowing I am not as I was built to be. If I allow the scars to form, the flesh to mend itself, the hunt is pointless. I am aware of my use, and I have resigned myself over to lifetimes of this superpower, a well of life, a well of emotions, a wounded walking being built of truth and hollow. May I never grow numb, may I never grow thick-skinned, may I just grow and bleed and bleed and bleed until the blood is so much that it covers this planet, that my overwhelming sense of empathy permeates every cell in existence. Perhaps only then will the rest understand the importance of blood, of being able to feel hollow and know it, be pained and know it, and know it, and know its value, to refuse to be hunted and instead offer oneself up, freely, contentedly resign ourselves over to the fate of breathing into the hollow spots, allowing the teeth to complete, allowing the blood to be not burden, not temporary, but a part of our collective consciousness that stays with us, prevents us from faking through life, silences the pretty, filthy lies. Truth is, all we are is blood and consciousness. We run avidly from both, are sickened by both. I invite the wolves in, mark me, bite me. I will bleed and bleed. It's what I was bred for. It's what I was born for. It's my superpower, to feel and nothing more. I'm going to do this one. This is my favorite one. I kind of always do this one. It's called Unknown Name. I want to be your avant-guardian. I want to hold hands, press our brains together and let them become a big, squishy, brainy, orgasmic mess. I want to watch you while you paint and fuck myself while you recite from memory all your love poems over and over. I want to be your socks and worship your toenails. I want to be your belt and decide when your pants go up and when they come down. I want to bury your face in between my legs and come in your mouth while you devour my cunt in utter ecstasy. I want it to be a tie. I want to be your tie and feel the soft skin of your neck for a whole evening. Be your tie. I want you to grab me roughly and loosen me tenderly while laughing out loud. Make me lie loose across your chest, silky and burgundy. Your tie. It's a tie. I want you to be my spatula, and in the morning, I'll slide you in between hot butter and the fluffy folds of buttermilk pancakes. I'll give you a use, and give you breakfast, and give you head, and you'll like it. We'll argue about who likes to fuck who better, but our arguments will go nowhere because we'll just end up fucking and then lay there, hot breath on cum-soaked sheets in a pool of our own free will. I want to be your free, the girl who will, heart to heart with your free will and my freedom conjoined. We will be like a sweater, laid over a thermal, laid over a lacy bra on a blustery day when the birds are the happiest and the pines are the most potent. I'll be like a frosty glass and keep you temperate. You'll be like 15 shots of whiskey and make me sick in a fun way. We'll be like a tender afternoon followed with a food fight. The very smell of your hair will make me come. The sound of my voice will make you quiver. When you're crying, I'll do all I can to listen. Although my instincts will be telling me to push my tongue so far inside of your mouth that I can lap up your concerns and worries and leave you fresh-faced and new. Your hand will be like a vital organ. I will feel incomplete when it's not inside of me. Sometimes it'll go so far inside that I'll forget all about climax and lay there, wide-eyed, swearing to every god that has ever existed that you are actually holding onto my heart, counting the beats, and writing perfect, rhythmic music that sounds just like our love. I will be like this. You'll be like that. We'll be this way. But first, I think we should exchange names.
So now we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half, which is also going to be quite a blast. And thanks to the wonderful Melissa Silico who hosted the first half. Check it out. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. Please be here for that. We'll kick it off with the wonderful Edward Morris.